Hello, brothers and sisters. It's a new week. We are very happy to welcome you to our show titled Speak of Africa. We have a lot of news for you, and we're going to tell you a lot of the news you've not been privy of. The news focuses a lot on France, the imperialist France, the neo-colonialist France. That's where the focus is on Africa this week. Everybody is talking about Africans are angry. Angry Africans are forcing France out of Africa. They are forcing France out of the motherland. It's a shame when you look at what is happening to France. France is like one of those guys that he comes to your house, you ask him to leave as a guest, the guest doesn't want to leave. The guest want to stay in your house permanently. That's how France is. They steal all your stuff. You tell them, it's time for you to leave my house. They say, no, I'm not going to leave. I must take everything you have before I leave. That's what France is in Africa. And this week lays threadbare the behavior of France and the shame, the disgrace France is facing in Africa. But when you look at the world stage, the war in Ukraine still dominates the headlines, and we want to present the news in the context of this war in Ukraine. Ukraine is a very realistic nation. In fact, there are many lessons we can learn as Africans from Ukraine. Ukraine receives a lot of military aid from the West, notably the United States, yet they are making an effort to be self-reliant. Ukraine understands that the U.S. support for the war may not be everlasting. As a result, they are making overtures to start building their own homegrown industries. They are not even limiting militarization just to Ukraine. Now they want to start building defense plans in African countries. They are talking to African leaders already. And African leaders, because they love weapons, they want these plans to be hosted in their countries. We don't want to name any names yet, but the Ukrainian foreign minister is already talking to a lot of leaders in Africa. They are very receptive to the idea. In fact, some of the leaders are even asking Ukraine, America is giving you guys a lot of weapons. Why not even share some of them with us? You have more than enough. So Ukraine now wants to open its territory to arms merchants. You come in, they help you so that you can build weapons in your country, then they can export them easily. So Ukraine will emerge as a major arms exporter. You would think that this country is fighting war, yet the country is emerging as a major exporter of armaments. Instead of playing the role of a victim, Ukraine is playing the role of a victor, which is what we should emulate as Africans. Whenever I speak on this show, a lot of times people feel I'm supporting the West, I'm supporting Russia. No, I'm not supporting any side. I just want us to learn to model the excellence of other countries. No country is going to help us, which is what we have to learn. Okay? And you can see there's militarization going on, not only just in Ukraine, even in the United States. General Milley, the chief of staff of the U.S., just resigned. They've named a black guy to replace him. So this is a big honor for us Africans. This is something positive. But we need to understand that America itself is a warlike nation. If you want to be powerful, if you want to be respected in the world, you have to have weapons. You have to learn to build weapons yourself. That's what Ukraine is doing. Ukraine is fighting a superpower, but they are making a lot of effort. Russia now is really on her knees, whether you like it or not. Some of you do not like when I tell you the truth about Russia. But Russia is losing the war because Ukraine is getting a lot of support from the West, and the support is really definitely making a big difference. Both sides are really losing men and weapons, but Ukraine will emerge victorious. I can tell you this, because the United States will be consistent in supporting Ukraine. The European allies are behind the United States, and Ukraine is not just depending on the United States. Ukraine is making a major effort to fight back, which is what we tell our Africans. We love the young people of today. We are teaching our people to fight back. We take you straight now to Ambazonia. Today, October 1st is the independence celebration of Ambazonia. Things are tough, but the people are still celebrating. We know the glory days of Ambazonia are behind because the days of Field Marshal, General Ivor, no pity. So those days are gone, but you see the people are still fighting. They are like Spartans, they never surrender. They have been beaten, they fall on the ground, but they are waking up and fighting again, which is what a soldier does. You fall down, you get up, you fall down, you get up. They are doing the right thing. And you can see, even in Ambazonia, the Bulu guys were killed again because the gendarmes who were Bulu, Bene Nanga was killed because the restoration forces were unhappy because his forces have been killing our people. So they were not really happy about this. They decided to take his life. Then, of course, on this independence celebration, you see a whole lot of videos. People will tell you, oh, Ambazonia is over. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. So if you are happy and saying that the Ambazonia revolution is over, think again. The guys are still fighting. They may have been vanquished, but they are fighting like Spartans. So the videos are there for you to see. Take a look at the first video of the celebration. This one is from guys from Manu, where I come from.
Okay. Today, being the 1st of October, 2023, I want to address all prisoners of war, all Ambazonia prisoners of war, starting from the Naira 10 to the bottom. I want to remind you now, say the ALA, the Ambazonia Liberation Army, you no go ever forget when are prisoners of war. I want to give una courage. Say, as we ever talk, we no go ever drop our weapons till the freedom of Ambazonia. No be so? No, so. No be so? No, so. Mona not forget the case of Nelson Mandela and other big heroes of the world. For go for prison, it don't mean say your own don't end. Sometimes when you go for prison for a reason, and when you come out for prison, you will be the chosen one. If you still come out for prison, you become a great person. Therefore, for all we are there for prison, make we know say the ALA, the Ambazonia Liberation Army, you never forget una. As we ever preach, laying down of our weapons, it will be the last thing we will ever do. Now me, King Diamond, at the top. We not go drop our weapons because if we drop them, we not own, it don't finish. Make we not get courage for that prison where we not there. We not know say we there for ground with the fight. Any person question and say we not be prisoners, make we not fear. Because one day, we not go leave that prison like heroes. We not go leave that prison like big people. Because we not civilians them, it then we will not be so. Not so. We not like we not prisoners them. Yes. We not want to see the freedom. Yes. We not want to see the freedom. Yes. Therefore, UN, UK, all international unions, with the call and winner, say we want to see the free all Ambazonia prisoners of war. When the day for Republic to Cameroon says, if they not free them, we not will ever put down our weapons. Make them free them. Then we not call for international dialogue. In a neutral ground. In the presence of the third party. For end. All this world of occupation. Wait there for Southern Cameroon and Ambazonia. Not be so? Not so. So our prisoners and mona no say we like una. Place where una there mona get joy. Not be cry for go for prison. But if you go for prison, come back like a hero. Not be so? Not so. Life.
Okay, take the other one from Awing Santa. Take a look at the video from Awing Santa.
I will never forget my home. Home again, home again. When shall I see my home? When shall I see my home? I will never forget my home.
Now command also to Captain Ali under the region of General Grandpa. They will enter our terrain. We deal with them so. Yes, we deal with them. Now our captain that. Now our captain that so. 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 Now my shoe. Now command with the talk so. Okay. See today, the 1st of October, 2023. Me, King Diamond, I want to address one of the refugees them. All are externally and internally displaced persons. Where we are there for outside as refugees, especially the ones from Nigeria. Say, we, the ALF Forces Ambazonia Liberation Army, who could be seen on daily basis. Say, we not go forget una. Today, when I feel be for refugee camps in other countries, but we want to tell una say, make una get courage. Even if any person, he coach una, say refugee like you, tell you say, you are a refugee today, but tomorrow you become a referee. Tell you say you are a refugee today, but tomorrow you become a prince in your own land. Tell that person say you are a refugee today, but tomorrow you will become a princess in your own land. You are a refugee today, but tomorrow you will become a king and a queen in your own land. Make una know say we never forget una. I will not go ever lay down our weapons. See, when I come out for all those countries where we are there, all those places where we are there, when I come back from our own hometowns and land. We, the ALF forces, under me, King Diamond, we love una. Until freedom, we not go ever surrender our weapons. And make una know say one day we go meet. Now 2023 this, where we give una hopes. Say we go meet despite anything. Not be so? Not be so? When I want me all refugees and come back. Yes. When I want a free country. Yes. When I want all refugees. Yes. We love una. If we paint them.
Okay, then you can see a whole lot of videos that just show you that the guys are still celebrating. Where is La République forces? They are there, but the guys are bold and still fighting and celebrating their independence. So that's as much as we can share with you on Ambazonia. The revolution is still alive. What about La République? La République is just hemmed by coup fears, and not much is really happening. Biya is dying and going. They are thinking about what to do because they are afraid of what happened in Gabon. It may happen in Cameroon. They know that. So they are taking all type of precautions. Only God can save Paul Biya from a coup d'etat. There's no way Paul Biya can prove his regime against coups. He will never succeed. It will happen when they least expect. They may think that they are keeping watch over all the soldiers. How long are they going to keep watch over these soldiers? It just takes one crazy guy to start the coup d'etat. And they may even start riding to the presidential palace. We can see that. But the major story in La République du Cameroon is really the scandal of Eto'o fils, Samuel Eto'o, the international football star who retired and returned to Cameroon, and they made him the president of FrancAfrique. He has been hemmed in a scandal, and this scandal has to do with game fixing. A tape was revealed showing Eto'o speaking with the official of Victoria United, and people saw that they were making arrangements to fix the match to make Victoria United to climb up the ladder in the rankings. Eto'o has been trying to defend himself, but we think Pierre Semenge, the general, is really against Eto'o. So you can just see the heavy weight that is bearing on the neck of Samuel Eto'o fils. We don't think he will survive this. He's going to be gone because Semenge is a heavyweight in the regime. That's the first general in that La République du Cameroon from those colonial days. So if he's against Eto'o, just know that Paul Biya will be forced to sacrifice Eto'o. We know that. So he's just coming. This same Eto'o was one of those guys who were making sarcastic statements against Anglophones and people from Ambazonia. So don't forget that. We just want our viewers to remember that Eto'o fils is a good player, but he's not a good citizen because he meddles in the affairs of Ambazonia and he talks disparagingly about the people of Ambazonia. So we want you to know that. Next, we're going to take you to Burkina Faso.
Tired of waiting in long lines at the emergency room or your doctor's office? You should be. Why wait in long lines for care? It's time for you to come to Lucille Urgent Care. Real care, no waiting. Lucille Urgent Care, the best place for true and loving care. Service at Lucille Urgent Care is convenient, fast, time efficient, affordable, accessible, transparent, and cost effective. Real treatment is your right. Indeed, it's not just a privilege or pejorative. Skip the emergency room's long lines, kiss the ER goodbye, say farewell to your old doctor's office, pay less, save time, enjoy the excitement of convenience, receive immediate treatment, get the healthcare you need quickly and affordably. Lucille Urgent Care offers many express services: rapid COVID-19 testing, on-site prescription, preventative lab services, imaging and x-rays, urgent medical treatment for common illnesses and injuries, routine vaccines and flu shots, work-related injury services, pre-employment, occupational, annual, and sports physicals, immigration exams, and much more. Same-day treatment, rapid lab results, extended hours, weekend hours, no appointment necessary, no insurance necessary, no doctor necessary, walk-ins accepted, telemedicine available. We are open 7 days a week with evening and weekend hours. We are located in Maryland, Lucille Urgent Care, 903 Half York Road, Towson, Maryland, 21204. Website, lucilleuc.com. Call at 443-275-1286 or 301-593-4897.
Burkina Faso is a country of upright people, les hommes intègres, okay? Starting with Thomas Sankara. Ibrahim Traoré, the new junta leader, has just been complaining about an attempted coup d'etat against his regime. And he presented a lot of evidence. Yeah, the coup d'etat was probably started because people are still disaffected. They are unhappy. Since he took power, he had promised that in 3 months, he'll be able to set things straight on a good course. But that has not happened. As much as he still enjoys some popular support, he whips up the emotions of the people to support him. But the people are really getting jaded and tired of this regime. A lot of the promises that he made, in 3 months, things will be going, it's been tougher. After almost over a year, things are not better. And the people are complaining. Then, of course, Paul Henri Damiba, the guy who was overthrown by Ibrahim Traoré, is in Togo. Togo is a neo-colonial beachhead of the French. Then Nasingbe Eyadema is in charge of the country. I think his son, calling Fore. They are one of the same. I don't differentiate them. Whether it's Nasingbe or it's Fore, his father, son is same thing, same cloth. Yeah? So I don't differentiate it. Remember, Nasingbe was the one who killed Sylvanus Olympio for the French and took over power. That's how Togo was captured by France. But now, the people are planning to kick the French out. So just watch. Togo will be one of those places where a coup d'etat will happen. And we can tell you this. Okay? But now, we know that Paul Henri Damiba is in Togo. Is he planning a comeback? That's a question on a lot of minds. Was he involved in the recent coup attempt against Ibrahim Traoré? We don't know. We're still going to find out. So we're going to take you next to Congo DRC. In Congo DRC, there's election fever. We've told you in the past that Congo DRC has a lot of problems, especially in the east. Rwanda, with the M23 rebels, are really stealing the resources of this country. They are fighting, they are pillaging, killing people. That's what is happening. Yet, Felix Tshisekedi is focusing on winning re-election. We told you in the past that he knows he did not really win the first election. He was unpicked by Joseph Kabila to become the president of the country. But it looks like the marriage collapsed. It was a Faustian deal. When you make a deal with the devil, you never really expect things to go well in the end. Things always end badly. And that's what happened between Joseph Kabila and Felix Tshisekedi. So the two of them are already feuding. But it looks like Felix Tshisekedi wants to stay in power. So he really wants to kick out all his competitors and stay in power for this new era. So he wants to run again. And we know he's going to win because he controls the apparatus of security in the country. But what is Joseph Kabila going to do? What is Moise Katumbi going to do? What is Martin Fayulu going to do? Martin Fayulu has already announced that he's running. We told you in the past that Martin Fayulu was the true winner of the last election in Congo DRC. But Joseph Kabila stole the victory from him and gave it to his puppet, Felix Tshisekedi. So Martin Fayulu is still fighting. How good a fight is it going to be? We know he doesn't control Senai, which is the Electoral Commission. Felix Tshisekedi controls Senai. So the guy who controls Senai definitely is going to win the election. That's the truth of elections in Africa. People complain about putschists, but they're not complaining about sit-tight dictators who are changing the constitution, breaking the rules to stay in power forever. So it's the same. When we look at putschists, we look at sit-tight dictators, they're just birds of the same feather. It's just that one wears a military uniform, the other one wears civilian attire, but they're just all thieves, stealing the victory of the people, stealing the resources of the people. So that's what is happening in Congo DRC. We'll keep you posted. Next, we take it to Gabon. Yes, Gabon has a lot of news. The people are settling with the news that Brice Oligui Nguema is their new power guy. Okay? He's a strong man in Gabon. We told you this is actually a palace coup. It's not really a revolution, just like what obtains in Niger. Brice Oligui Nguema is still part of the Bongo family. So the same dynasty is still ruling the country. But it is interesting to note that this week, the wife of Ali Bongo, Sylvia, was accused of money laundering. Even when Ali Bongo was overthrown, you could see that Nureddin, his son, and the wife were caught with a lot of money, cases of money, bills, and lots of money, a lot of vehicles. You could see the abuse of the country in the hands of these guys. It's really, the people in Gabon are poor, they're dying of poverty, but the Bongo family is swimming in riches and wealth. And they don't even care. They don't give a damn to what the people are suffering. And that's just this tragedy of Africa. Okay? But the news again is that Congo Brazzaville invited Brice Oligui Nguema on a visit. So don't forget, Edith Lucille Bongo, the wife of Omar Bongo. The father is Denis Sassou Nguesso. In fact, Omar Bongo used to fund the budget of Congo Brazzaville many, many times because Gabon has a lot of oil wealth. But this week, Brice Oligui Nguema is visiting Denis Sassou Nguesso, another dictator whose time is running out. In fact, while the General Assembly, the UN General Assembly meeting was going on, there were rumors that Denis Sassou Nguesso has been overthrown. Well, it looks like the rumors were not true, but that just tells you the fever pitch temperature of things in Congo Brazzaville. So he might probably be the next coup target because Denis Sassou Nguesso has been there for too long. He has abused his powers, but the people are targeting him. So Brice Oligui was visiting him. So it is really interesting that one of Bongo's sons was among the entourage welcoming Brice Oligui Nguema. So, well, he also is part of the Bongo dynasty. So I don't really see the contradiction. Next, we're taking you from Gabon now to Libya.
Do you need tax preparation services? We can help. Contact PJ Tax Service, America's only full-time income tax preparers. Like the good old doctor, we do not close our doors after April 15th. In fact, we stay open all year round in order to serve you. We are located at 11207A, Lockwood Drive, Silver Spring, Maryland, 20901. Make an appointment today with Prince Ojong, your tax expert. Call 240-350-1131 or visit us on the web at www.pjtaxservice.com.
Libya has had a sad time, tough times. Since the downfall of Gaddafi, things have fallen apart in Libya. Most of the guys who want to succeed Gaddafi have just been fighting and they have been tearing the country apart, just like what is happening now in Sudan. But there's a glimmering of hope. This week, we got news that flights leaving Libya to Italy have resumed. I know that that's the main transit point. Before, people have to go to Istanbul, Cairo, before they can get to Europe. So they could not just leave Libya straight and go to Europe. But now the flights have resumed. Most of the countries of the European Union have allowed these flights to resume because at least the fighting has abated. And Libya has been wrought by a whole lot of drought and floods. So the people are really feeling sorry for this country. But who damaged Libya? Sarkozy, the French president. Which is why the African people are angry with France and they want France to be out. Because when Sarkozy overthrew Gaddafi, Gaddafi used to have a whole lot of weapons. Before the West could vanquish him to break his back, it took a big fight. And all these weapons that were with Gaddafi, they started washing ashore. A lot of bad elements put their hands on all these weapons. Even when you look at the jihadist activity, it was exacerbated after the downfall of Gaddafi, because weapons now were found all over the place. People could trade weapons cheap. Gaddafi had a lot of weapons. So now most of these weapons fell into the arms of bad guys, and which is why the jihadist activity in the Sahel is becoming worse and worse, because the weapons are readily available. The people can use them to commit crime. Even as we will tell you, most of these countries, even like Burkina Faso, the problem they are facing is jihadist activity. Okay? Ibrahim Traoré can brag on TV and he can still not stem the tide of jihadists. We've said it before, militarization cannot succeed. Next, we take it to Niger. Well, in Niger, angry Africans have asked France to leave. America has struggled to bribe her way, so America is still around, but France has been kicked out of Niger. So it's sad. That umbilical cord that feeds France has been severed. It has been cut. You know how the umbilical cord works. The baby is in the womb. It feeds off the mother using that umbilical cord. Now, that parasitic relationship has been nipped in the bud. Beep. France cannot steal anymore. All the uranium France has been dying for, France has been kicked out. The French ambassador finally has been forced to leave Niger. And that's the biggest news you can get in that part of the world. Yet, the jihadist activity continues. They are still killing soldiers of Niger. So people ask, why are Nigerians asking the French to leave when they cannot fight the jihadists? That's the enigma of Africa. They cannot really win the fight against jihadists. To my mind, they are better off settling with their brothers and sisters. It's better they stop calling them jihadists, call them brothers and sisters. They sit at the table and come to an agreement, discuss problems. To me, it's a better approach instead of fighting and fighting every day. Some people don't want to hear a peaceful approach. They call it the carrot approach. Well, that's what I think can really help the situation. From Niger now, we'll take you to Nigeria. Nigeria has been trying to play a positive role. Nigeria is not a French colony. Nigeria was colonized by Britain. Today also, Nigeria celebrates her independence. Happy independence, Nigeria. Happy independence, Nigeria. Okay? 1960. That's the year of Nigeria's independence. Okay? October 1st. Okay? So Nigeria is celebrating this independence. Nigeria now is the head of ECOWAS because Bola Tinubu now runs ECOWAS. But ECOWAS has just been dragging its feet. ECOWAS is very confused. It looks like ECOWAS has become a tool of the Western powers. The Africans are not supporting the efforts of ECOWAS to use military intervention in Niger. So there's now an impasse. That's what we'll see in Niger. Is military force ever going to be used to overthrow the junta in Niger? We doubt it. We don't think so. Because the people are divided. The people are split. Okay? And ECOWAS does not even have the military muscle. Will France return to overthrow the military junta? We don't think so. France has already agreed that they're going to close their bases in Niger. In fact, this week, we saw a video that surfaced. The video came from Niger. It looks like artificial intelligence was used to doctor this video. But it was saying that Emmanuel Macron of France has resigned. Well, maybe he has resigned from Africa. He has not yet resigned from France. The last time we checked, he's still the president of France. France has just been kicked out of Africa, and we say, bye-bye, France. Don't return to Africa. Then, in Nigeria, the conflict between Bola Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar continues. Even though Bola Tinubu is president, Atiku Abubakar just contacted the State University of Chicago to expose the credentials of Bola Tinubu. It is claimed that Bola Tinubu went to school in Chicago and I think he graduated in 1979, but most people are doubting that claim. So Atiku filed a case asking the court to force the University of Chicago, the State University of Chicago, to produce the certificate of Bola Tinubu. So we're hoping that by the 5th of October, we should have a copy of this certificate and we'll share it with you online. Because a lot of people are curious, they really want to see this certificate. So Bola Tinubu had protested. He asked the court not to release his information for privacy reasons. But the court was saying that the privacy reasons are not as effective as the bigger goal of exposing the documents so that Nigerians can know the truth about Bola Tinubu. So we're waiting feverishly. Is Bola Tinubu trying to hide something? That's what we don't know. You may know better. If you went to school with him during that time, 1979, shed light on this. Call us and let us know, because everybody wants to know about this. During the campaign, a lot of people were talking about Bola Tinubu's days in Chicago. Some people said he did not graduate. He said he graduated. So what is the truth? We don't know. Write to us on social media and tell us what you know, because we want to know what is the truth. A lot of people want to know, did Bola Tinubu actually graduate in Chicago, or did he not? Call us, write, comment, and let us know. Finally, we end our show by taking you to Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe was a victim of a mine accident. A lot of people were killed. The crocodile is trying to shore up his economy, but the economy is weak because foreign investors don't want to invest in Zimbabwe. So now there's a lot of trouble in Zimbabwe. But before we go, we want to say thank you very much to all our subscribers. You are watching the show. You are subscribing a lot. But tell more people to watch the show. We are happy with the subscribers. A lot of people are subscribing now. The way we ask you to subscribe. But we want the number of viewers to go up. So share the show with more friends. Please share the show with more friends. We say God bless you. Bye-bye.
Now more than ever, it is critical that medical facilities utilize modern, reliable electronic health records. Introducing Alexia HTC, the innovative, affordable online solution for physicians and patients. Doctors' visits, diagnoses, prescriptions, and billing have never been easier. With Alexia HTC, you can work more efficiently with the integrated flexibility medical professionals need today. Schedule a live demonstration. Call or visit us at alexiahtc.com.
Do you need tax preparation services? We can help. Contact PJ Tax Service, America's only full-time income tax preparers. Like the good old doctor, we do not close our doors after April 15th. In fact, we stay open all year round in order to serve you. We are located at 11207A, Lockwood Drive, Silver Spring, Maryland, 20901. Make an appointment today with Prince Ojong, your tax expert. Call 240-350-1131 or visit us on the web at www.pjtaxservice.com.
Selling a service or a product? Need buyers? Use the African Nation TV as a channel to reach many viewers. Act now and call Prince Ojong at 240-350-1131. That's 240-350-1131. Act today.